Hello and a big welcome to Amaica Live. Now, the big question that is going on in people's mind after the demise of Raila Amolo Odinga is who can fit in the oversized shoe of the Enigma. Now, if you look at this whole thing, I can think of three main trajectories we can consider when considering a viable successor for this very big position. Now, number one, I can think of if it is to be determined based on the family, of course, the family legacy, that is another different trajectory. And number two, another key trajectory is the structure or the opposition of the party. They might consider who is more senior in the party. And lastly, and the way that is more even predictable is who is more charismatic or who has the numbers as the member of ODM. Now, if we go back to number one, which is now the family legacy. Well, to ODM as a party, to many it might just be a party, but to some it is it is a family legacy. When I think about a family legacy, I can think of maybe just if the baton is supposed to stay within the family, one name comes up: Winnie Odinga. Why so? Because it is very clear that Winnie Odinga has gained, she has really earned public sympathy. This has been shown owing to her very close proximity with his father towards the last moments. And right now, ukiona ile kofia, I think she's the one who has invented it. It now symbolizes Baba. And Wakikuyu, they have jumped into it, making it a business. So I can think of her as a viable candidate if we are supposed to just be within the family. Though some might argue that this will not really make other members to feel very inclusive. I will let you, our viewers, be the judge of that. Now, number two, let's look at the party structure. Now, if this has to be determined with the seniority or the track record of a certain member, I can think of the chairperson of ODM currently, who is Gladys Wanga. Now, Gladys Wanga is just not the chairperson, but of late she has really championed for broad-based government, and she has transformed Siaya County for the better. It's something that is clearly seen. But some might argue, but for those who are anti-broad-based government, they might not really appeal to Gladys Wanga. And another thing, of course, it's by rank, the deputy party leader is Simba Arati. But let's face it, of late, he has not really been active, so that he might not really stand a chance owing to that. And lastly, let's look at charisma and numbers. Now, when you think of charisma and numbers, yes, somebody might be a member of ODM, but when you think about that person that has, that has the trust, he has built a public trust. And by this, I mean, you stay independent with your ideologies, despite you being a member of ODM. So one name comes up, the undisputable Babu Owino. Now, number one, Babu Owino knows a way to easily gravitate towards the youth. This was clearly seen during the Gen Z demonstration when he joined demonstrators. And currently, when most of the members of parliament thought it fit to choose him as somebody who would actually calm down the youth. And to some extent, it did work. Now, number two, why Babu Owino? Yes, he's a Luo. Yes, I said it. I am not in any way trying to be tribalistic, but I am just thinking ODM having the founder is a Luo. This is Kenya. And one of the ways that Kenyans normally use to, determine their political group might just be tribal. And the lastly, and which is like the most, it's a very predominant way that people might actually, why they might settle for Babu Owino. It's because Babu Owino, for the longest time, he has publicly talked about how, bad governance, and he has independent ideologies. There's a way he even disattached himself from the broad-based government. And another person is Sifuna. Sifuna has been very vocal. Talk of the interviews that we have seen. He has publicly talked ill of what he thinks is ill about the government, and he has addressed the inefficiencies of the government. From Shah, when Mumia's hospital, of course, closed. And another thing is that he's been very vocal about this whole thing. And another very common thing about Sifuna is that he has not shunned away from addressing how very, he has addressed issues from Gen Z's demonstration and abductions. That is one thing that makes Sifuna outstanding. So I'm here weighing Sifuna and Babu Owino. I will let you be the judge of that, our lovely viewers. If we take these three main trajectories, who do you think is best and can fit in the oversized shoe of the Enigma? I'm your host, Faith Shikanga, and please do make sure you hit the subscribe button to always be updated about our latest news. Always keep it right here at Amaica Live. This is Amaica TV.